Before I get started, I just wanted to say that our thoughts and prayers are with the Beliveau family today. It's a tough day for their family, but for the whole population of Canada and the world to lose such a great man. J'ai oublié ton question.
Can you tell us what your favorite memory of him was, and how close were you with Jean Beliveau as well?
Well, unfortunately, I was only 1 year old when he retired, so I didn't get a chance to see him play live. But obviously, I've seen lots of video of him. But if I look back in the history of our family, the relationship dates back to the very beginning. And Hartland Molson and my grandfather, Tom Molson, signed him. And so he worked with my grandfather and my great uncle for many years. And then he worked with my father for many years. And since my entry into the Montreal Canadiens in 2009, I had the opportunity to work with him as well. So we've known him for 3 generations. And from my perspective, as a kid, he was a giant that I looked up to every time I saw him. Somebody who always stopped to shake your hand and say hello. He had the patience to stop and actually look at you and say hello. And like I said, he was respected by everyone. And from a family perspective, we've had so many great experiences with him that we're very proud to have known him so well. On Sunday from 10 o'clock till 8 o'clock, and on Monday from 10 o'clock till 8 o'clock is the visitation here at the Bell Centre. We'll open up our doors for anybody to come and pay their respects. On Tuesday night, we have a game, and we will honor Jean Beliveau in the Montreal Canadiens way, and proudly. And on Wednesday at 2 o'clock is the funeral. And so there's a lot of opportunity for us to celebrate a great man. I think the way I would characterize it is I was lucky to have him in my general vicinity. He gave you advice if you asked for it, and otherwise you can just tell by the look in his eye how he was feeling about different situations. I remember among many experiences that I've been lucky enough to have with him, either sitting behind the bench or in the rooms between periods. I remember we were on a bit of a losing streak, and every time I came to the games, we were losing. And so I said to him, I don't think I'm going to come anymore, because every time I come here, we're going to lose. And he said, "Geoff, let me tell you something. It's not your fault." And so that was reassuring. So I kept coming. Yep. If anybody is ever capable of following in the footsteps of Jean Beliveau, that's an enormous accomplishment. He was one of the best centermen in the history of the National Hockey League, one of the biggest centermen of his time. In the community, he had an impact on hundreds of thousands of people around the world. He was involved in corporate Canada as well, and touched so many people. And I think whenever I bump into people outside of Montreal, his name comes up. I don't like the Montreal Canadiens, but I like Jean Beliveau. And so that says a lot. And so, I think our players recognize that as well. I heard them a little bit today as they were reacting to what's happened. And to aspire to be anything close to Jean Beliveau is a great ambition. I visited him in early September, and he had suffered a setback at that point, but was still communicating and very happy to receive as many people as possible to come and see him. And recently, last Friday, I also went to his house to spend some time with him, and it was clear that he was getting weaker, and at the same time, his mind was there, and he was really happy to have people visiting him. I just remember as I was leaving, he said thank you, which is really nice because that's what he is. He's grateful.
Geoff, I know you said everything's still in the works of how you plan on honoring him, but I'm just curious about his seat. Has that come into account of what you would like to do with it?
It's a unique seat, and it is extremely rare to have a person of his stature to be behind the Montreal Canadiens for so many years in that seat. And there have been so many great moments with him there that we have every intention of making sure that it is remembered for a very long time.